23-2 descending via the Hollywood.
And then 1956, I can let you run straight in for 24 right or give you a vector for 25 left. What do you like?
Well, what kind of vector are we talking about? How long of a delay?
Maybe, I guess, the difference between two runs would be 5 minutes at best.
25 left, please, for 1956.
And then 1956, maintain flight level 190 and maintain 250 knots.
All right, flight level 190, 250 on the speed, United 1956.
Global 112 Mike Yankee, turn right direct crane. Just going to maintain 16,000, altimeter is 3026.
3026, right turn to direct crane down to 16,000 to Mike Yankee.
And then 1956, we'll have a vector in a second. After the vector, I'm going to give you direct crane, and the crane will have an ILS clearance for 25 left.
Thank you very much, United 1956.
Worldwide 61, cross crane out or above 10,000. You cleared ILS from my 25 left, maintain 250 knots.
All right, crane 10 or above, cleared ILS 25 left, worldwide 61.
And then 1956, turn left heading 190 and maintain flight level 190.
All right, 190, the heading, flight level 190, the altitude, United 1956.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Worldwide 61, approach 124.9.
24-9, worldwide 61.
Yeah, 1956, direct crane.
Direct crane, United 1956.
Global 112 Mike Yankee, cross crane at or above 10,000. You cleared ILS from my 25 left, speed 250.
250 knots, crane at or above 10,000, clear for the ILS 25 left, 112 Mike Yankee.
And then 1956, descend and maintain 16,000, altimeter is 3026.
3026, 16,000, United 1956.
Approach Delta 2346, passing 270, descending via the Angel 4 with Alpha.
Delta 2346 Heavy, SoCal, cleared ILS from my 24 right.
Clear ILS 24 right, Delta 2346 Heavy.
Global 112 Mike Yankee, approach 124.9.
24-9, have a good day, 2 Mike Yankee.
Day 2 without Project Fly. That's okay. I guess he's working on version 4 of Project Fly. So today we are at Fuller. As Seems like a strange place for a windsock in the middle of a parking area. It's a gateway. Scenery. Not much to it.
Unit 1956, cross crane at or above 10,000. You're cleared ILS runway 25 left, maintain 250 knots.
All right, 250 knots, crane at or above 10, cleared for the ILS 25 left, Unit 1956. Thank you.
Approach Sun Country 423 is with you, descending on the Angel 3. We're going through 23.7.
Let's shut that down. What do we got? We're going from point A to point B, FS economy. I'm going to do VFR since the weather's nice. So this fuel's based off of a C90 basically, so cut that in half is what I really need. So I got 80 gallons of fuel for FS economy. I got 5 passengers. So what we're going to do is file VFR, flight following, no route, VFR. We are in a C310, 11.5. Don't need an alternate for VFR. File that. Okay, so let's start FS economy. Let's start the flight. Got 80 gallons of fuel on board. We're going to do 3 passengers. Go ahead and close that. And the envelope is fine. Where's the... $28, 28, 12 and 12, 80 gallons. Just want to make sure I had enough fuel. So we are loaded up FS economy, so we'll hop inside. Oops, wrong one. I was making sure my sound was working. All right, let's lose that for a second. Let's get this. That's set. I got those things are set. That's set. Let's do up here. We're going to want nav lights on, beacon on. Battery can come on. The brake is set. I'll go ahead and close that door. Let's pull these closed. Fuel tanks are on main. turn on the mags. I'm going to prime the engine. And let's crank her up. Got one engine, two engines. There you go. Lean it out a little bit. Let's get some juice going to these things. Turn on the auxiliary fuel boost pumps. The oil pressure is in the green on both engines. We're good there. Let's turn on the
One right.
avionics.
One right.
Let's change the source to the 530. Yeah. Source is on 530. ATIS is I don't know. What is ATIS? 125.05.
Temperature 18. Dew point -14. Altimeter 3024. Arriving and departing runway 6. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Kilo. Fullerton Municipal Airport. ATIS information Kilo. 1853 Zulu. Wind 080 at 14, gust 20. Visibility 10. Ceiling 25,000 broken. Temperature 18. Dew point -14. Altimeter 3024. Arriving and departing runway 6. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Kilo.
Ground is 0.8. Towers 19.1.
Mer 32115, thanks. Contact Del Monte Tower 121.2.
And I want to do. We're gonna delete that bad boy, and we're gonna go.
El Monte Tower, Robin 32115 is 13 to the east, inbound with uniform full stop.
Emergency 32115, El Monte Tower, enter left base, runway 19er, clear to land.
Left base, runway 19er, clear to land, 32115.
And then we're gonna go. Dag. And that's it. Good to go.
San Diego Tower, November 128 is on the short runway 27.
Test our flaps here. Oh yeah, I can't see him from inside.
Number 1128, Limburg Tower, runway 27, cleared for takeoff. Runway 27, cleared for takeoff, November 128.
So we're gonna tentatively plan for 9,500. He might give me a lower altitude. I doubt it, but we'll see. $9,500. We're gonna do flight director heading vertical speed at 500. 1,000. Altitude is armed. We're facing north. That matches our avionics pretty much. Ground altitude at Fuller is 96, so that's right on the money. Trim for takeoff. It's already set. Autopilot. Arm heading. We're gonna take off runway 06, so it would be 06. The idea is to skirt just south of this Bravo airspace and then climb to over 5,000 because what is that? That's Ontario. They have a ceiling of 5,000. So I'll show you what I mean real quick. All right, so we're gonna do all that. We're gonna squawk 1200. We're squawking VFR.
Contact departure.
Do some taxi lights here. And let me brief this flight real quick.
7864 Mike's holding short of runway 27. Ready for takeoff?
So essentially, we're gonna go from
Fuller
to
contact, climb and maintain 10,000.
Dag, Barstow, and we're gonna look at
Number 7864 Mike, Limburg Tower, runway 27.
Los Angeles fly.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27.
So I set in the Paradise VOR, so we're gonna take off
Charlie, contact SoCal approach
Fuller,
135.4.
and we'll just fly this way, because below 9,500, these are VFR flyways, I guess they call them. So we're gonna head toward Paradise, and then once we get to 5,000, then we can just kind of, I mean, once we get to 5,000, we can fly over Ontario, and then we're just gonna go straight to Fullerton, which should be a nice flight.
Number 281 Bravo Charlie, SoCal approach.
There's
Ontario,
no major mountains to worry about,
3025.
so we'll stay low as about 9,500 straight out. Looks like there's a nice river or something up here. I've never flown in or out of these places, so it's going to be kind of fun. So let's grab some flight following to make sure that we don't run into any airplanes in the air. So we're going to request flight following. Let me get ATIS again.
024, arriving and departing runway 6. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Kilo.
Afternoon, Fullerton ground, Twin Cessna 1399er at South GA, current with Kilo with request.
We're 1399er, Fullerton ground. Stand by just 1 second. We're 7864, Mike, radar contact departure.
Looks like we'll probably go to
Contact departure 7864 Mike.
runway 6.
We're 1399er, go ahead with your request.
Yes, sir. Link for flight following for north departure to Barstow, Daggett Airport. Intended cruise 9,500, 1399.
For 1399er, departure frequency 128.1, squawk 5530.
Departure 128.1, squawk 5530, 1399er, and also ready for taxi.
Over 1399er, read back correct, runway 24, taxi via Alpha. Correction, it's probably going to be runway 6, taxi via Alpha.
Roger, runway 6 via Alpha, 1399er. Alright, so we got 128.15530.
Number 7864 Mike, SoCal departure, radar contact. Cancel heading and altitude restrictions, maintain VFR.
5530. Let's go. My temperature in the green. Yeah, I got to do a run up. Get some air up in here.
Monster Tower, Robin 32105, clear for runway 19er at Alpha. At Delta.
Number 32115, taxi to parking via Alpha, this frequency.
Alpha, this frequency to parking, 32115.
Number 115, pass for Cat 7.
Thank you.
Full rich. Shut that window. Bring it up to 2,000 RPM.
For 281 Bravo, Charlie, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
Check our mags. And we have gyro suction, EGT, everything is fine there. Make sure the engines don't quit on us. Yeah, we're good. Hold it there at 1,000. Go to tower, departures 128.1.
Number 281 Bravo Charlie, SoCal approach, Van Nuys, altimeter 3026. You have an approach request?
Put those back on. I just like hearing the engines. That's pretty cool.
Number 1 Bravo Charlie, Roger.
Let's do
Visual approach, runway
strobes.
34 left. And
put those on
let me know
flash.
if you get the field in sight.
It's a pretty cool airplane from the outside.
Number 1 Bravo Charlie, turn left heading 260. Vectors right base, runway 34 left.
Pitot heat on, cow flaps open for takeoff. Window is closed. Check controls, left, right, we're good. Gonna rotate at 80 knots, looking at that speed tape. Towers 19.1, we're on there. Fullerton Tower, Twin Cessna 1399er, holding short, runway 6.
Number 13999er, SoCal, correction, Fullerton Tower, straight out departure approved, runway 6, cleared for takeoff, wind 090 at 14, gust 20.
Straight out departure approved, Twin Cessna 1399er. Let me bring up my Bravo airspace overlay on my laptop here. All right, let's go. And this shelf that we're under is, we can go up to 5,000 even in this shelf. So we're, I think.
We're 281 Bravo Charlie, cleared visual approach, runway 34 left.
It's 5,000. Yeah. I have to go up to 4,000. 5,000. Just gonna make a right turn anyway, but clear left, clear right. All right, let's go. $70 knots. This 80. Gear up. Just gonna keep climbing straight out to 5,000. Turn on the autopilot here for a second.
Number 13999er, contact departure.
Over to departure, 1399er, we'll see you. All right, so it's 128.
Number 1128, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
128.1 November 28.
SoCal departure, Twin Cessna 1399er, 1,800.
Number 13999er, SoCal departure, radar contact, maintain VFR.
Maintain VFR, Twin Cessna 1399er.
SoCal approach, November 1128, level at 10,000.
All right, so that's 7,000.
Number 1128, SoCal approach, hello, John Wayne, altimeter 3024. Advise you have information uniform at Los Angeles.
Oh yes, we'll get that for you for a second.
Number 1128, roger.
Let's climb at 1,500 feet per second there. can turn off our landing lights at this point. There's no icing. We will lower our props a tad.
We're 1128 cross Seal Beach at and maintain 7,000.
Okay. Once we get above 4,000, I'll start heading.
We're 281 Bravo Charlie, contact
the
Van Nuys
left.
Tower 119.3.
Start heading for that pass.
100.31 Bravo Charlie.
We're 1128 cross Seal Beach at and maintain 7,000.
Roger, depart Seal Beach and maintain 7,000, and we did get uniform. We would like to request visual for runway 24 left.
For 1128.
Alright, so there's 4,000.
25 left.
So we're going to start making a
yes,
left turn.
25 left for November 128.
For 1128, Roger, you can expect that.
Let's clear that one. Now we'll start heading toward our destination a little bit.
Charlie, Van Nuys Tower, runway 34 left, cleared to land, wind 340 at 10.
I climb out at 115, so I'm going to increase our speed a little bit. Go to 200. There's 113. We'll do IAS.
32115. I think I missed it. Say again, requested cruise altitude.
15. Now we're inside of Bravo. Well, we're not inside, but
Number 115.
we can be we have to be below 7,000.
Below 1,500 until advised.
In this shelf.
Departure frequency 120.
This little shelf is below 8,000, so we'll just keep an eye on our altitude as we climb. So it looks like that next shelf is, this is 8,000 on this shelf.
Number 1125, read back, correction of number 115, read back correct.
And about to do
Number 5151 Tango, I believe, was the call sign. John Wayne, ground 5x5.
Straight to Dag.
November 13909er, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
SoCal 135.4, 1399er. 135.4. 135.4. So I have to be below 8,000, so SoCal departure, Twin Cessna 1399er, climbing through 7,100. We'll go nav.
Number 13909er, SoCal approach. Hello, the Ontario altimeter 3025.
3025, 1399er, thank you. Alright, so we need to stay below to 7,000.
Number 1128, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descend and maintain 7,000 over 128.
So we'll hold here at 7,900 until we get outside that shelf, and then we'll climb again.
We're 281 Bravo Charlie, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground, good night.
Pretty sure this shelf is, let me check again on this. It's actually 9,000, so we can climb, let's climb to 88. So we'll do vertical speed at 1100 feet per second. We'll go up to 8,000 because that's a 9,000 foot shelf that we're in. So once we clear this shelf, then we can climb to 9,500. Temperatures are all in the green.
Over ground runway 25, taxi via Bravo Alpha Golf.
Looks like Ontario is the 5,000. So, like I said, we're going to hold here at 8,800 until we clear this Bravo, and then this is Charlie, but top is 5,000, so we don't have to worry about that.
Contact SoCal approach
So
124.9.
we'll be leaving this Bravo here in just a momentary, and then we'll climb to our cruise, intended cruise of 9,500, because we're going eastbound, so that would be odd.
Approach, turn right heading 360. Descend and maintain 4,000.
So 9,500.
Alright, 360 and maintain 4,000, November 1128.
So we are leaving the Bravo, so we will go back to vertical speed and climb again. Just 1,000 feet per minute. And we don't have to worry about airspace anymore, we're done. Now we just kick back and enjoy the view.
757 Victor Bravo, contact LA Center 134.65.
Put on auxiliary.
Contact LA Center 134.65, Victor Bravo, bye.
Go through this field now. Use the main tanks later.
Number 1128, the Los Angeles airport is at your 9:30 o'clock, 12 miles advise in sight.
Check the trim here.
Yes, I think I would have to turn a little bit to see at my 9 o'clock November 128.
November 757 Victor Bravo, Los Angeles Center, Daggett, altimeter 3046.
Close these cowl flaps so we can go faster. Does create a drag. Bring back the props to 25.
3000, turn left heading 290.
Roger, left 290 and down 3000 over 120.
Having to adjust, so I'm looking for the prop to be synchronized the best I can. This is you just have to do it manually with this aircraft. Alright. So plenty of altitude to cut through this little bank. I already looked at this on the maps, so I knew that this was the route I needed to take. Yeah, I'll check for VFR traffic. I don't see any, but that's why I have late following, because there's usually a lot of VFR traffic in this area.
And SoCal, we have the field in sight, November 128.
And we'll be at Daggett in 20 minutes.
Visual approach runway 25 left, contact correction, Los Angeles Tower 120.9.
Looks like Daggett is
right, clear for visual,
altitude at basically
over
2,000, so we'll say 3,000. Dude, 3,000. And we're about 3,000 at a mile and a half before the airport.
Number 1128.
1,500.
Runway 25 left.
So start our descent in 16 minutes.
Number 757 Victor Bravo cross, wig at and maintain 10,000.
AWAS 132.17. Get the weather. Probably too far away, so I'm gonna. No, I can get it. 30.27. Wind is 100 at 13 knots. 100, 13 knots. So, what's this airport look like? So I probably want runway 8. So.
Bird 32115, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, it'd be runway 8. And then we're after a little bit of a long taxi. And that's okay. Let's go over here and let's set our EGT. Now we'll just have to keep an eye on the temperature. That will give us some horsepower. We'll get a little bit faster. Not a little bit. We're climbing, or not climbing, we're gaining to 160 knots. Ground speed is 177. So that's pretty good. We got 12 minutes.
Bird 32115, your radar contact departure.
An approach 26 just for visual help. So which one do I want for an extended? Let's go with Jones. Help me with an extended.
Departure Robin 32115 is just off of Burbank, coming up on 1,000 feet for 1,500 restricted.
Bird 32115, Santa Barbara departure. Cancel heading and altitude restrictions, maintain VFR.
Alright, maintain VFR, cancel heading and altitude restrictions, 32115.
Altitude hold. Yep. Yeah, this was definitely the way to do it. An IFR clearance would have taken me forever to get to this airport. Temperatures are still in the green. So I see the oxygen cylinder, but I don't know where you would turn on the oxygen. This plane doesn't do very good above 10,000 feet performance-wise anyway, so. Hey, Ginnigans, what's up, buddy? What are you up to? Doing a little Ephes economy.
Mirror 112A, taxi to parking via Alpha, and you can monitor ground. Good night.
Doing the usual? Yeah, you and me both. Project Fly, as usual, is not on, it's not working yet. I guess the guy is updating to version 4, which is supposed to have all this added stuff like maybe even like a career mode or something, but I think some of it's subscription based. I'm certainly not going to pay for a subscription. especially with Microsoft Flight Simulator coming out, and from that might be subscription. So we'll have to see. .181 ground speed. Can you do a flyby? Yeah, man. I'll do 3 flybys.
November 139er, contact Joshua approach 126.1.
Joshua approach 126.1, 1399er, 26. I'll do another one in a second. Joshua approach, Twin Cessna 1399er, 9,500.
Number 139er, Joshua approach, Victorville, altimeter 3039er.
3039er, 1399er, 3039. That should descend us a little bit. Do a flyby as we're speeding up. You know, I have the Baron rep. I have the stock X-Plane Baron with the rep, but this one does more than the Baron, so that's why actually I bought this plane just to substitute it out for the Baron. I really like this one. I mean, it's got like window shades. These lights turn on. It's really a cool airplane. If I'm going to fly something small, this is what I fly. This is my smallest airplane, I think. Temperatures are still in the green. That's good. Shades. Yeah, this is like the this is a plane from the 70s, for sure. The you know, I read a little bit of wiki on this thing. This was the main competitor of the Baron back in the older days, you know. And hey, thanks for the follow, bud. And the reason that the Baron, like performance-wise, these planes are identical. Like they go the same speeds, they have the same performance, they climb roughly the same, the payload is roughly the same between the Baron and you know, the Beechcraft Baron and the Cessna. But the reason the Baron did so well over the Cessna 310 is because of the seating config. The Baron has that business style where the 4 seats back here face each other, whereas the 310, you know, it's set up like this, so you can't really conduct business in these planes. But really, you really can't anyway. It's so loud. I mean, how would you even discuss business on a loud airplane like this? I mean, you have headphones on, sure, but still. And so the downside to this was people had to come in through this door and then, you know, hop in between these seats. That's why the Baron did so well, because the Baron has the door back here behind the wing that comes in. So that's why the Baron did so well. But for piloting purposes, this plane to me is just a lot more fun. Now I have the stock Baron, so the Carinardo Baron with rep might be more entertaining, but this one has better sounds than the stock or than the rep Baron. Has the, I mean, I can turn off these headphones. It gets really loud. it's cool that you do VFR. I feel like I don't see much of that. Well, it's funny you say that. I don't usually like doing VFR. The only time I do VFR is when I'm doing FS economy because, you know, with an IFR flight plan, it takes you the long way, especially with this. And this was already 80 miles between the two airports for this FS economy. So I did VFR with flight following just so I could beeline it right to the airport. But, you know, I fly 11 different airplanes, and most of my airplanes that I fly in Class Alpha airspace. So, you know, anything above flight level 180, you're required IFR. So most of my flights with the King Air and my business jets and my airliners are naturally above 18,000 feet. So most of the time I do IFR, but I always, like 98% of my streams will be on PilotEdge or VATSIM during an event. So I'm always going to have some sort of ATC involvement with my flying. But IFR is easier. You don't have to worry about airspace, but I had to navigate the airspace on this one a little bit. Temperatures are still good. Outside air is pretty good there. Okay. But yeah, I don't do a whole lot of VFR, and I lack knowledge in VFR. I mean, I know the basics, so I don't get yelled at all the time, but I don't know everything because I just prefer. All right, so we got 2 minutes. We'll start our descent. That's 1,000. And we're going to do straight in. Let's go back to the main gas tanks. And we'll go down to what's the altitude of this place again? 2,000 feet, so we'll go down to 3,000. And then we'll do vertical speed at 1,000 feet per minute. Take out some of the manifold pressure so we don't overspeed or overstress the airframe. And we'll get our weather for Barstow, Daggett. It's 3044.
Temperature 8, dew point -12. Altimeter 3044.
3044. 080 at 8.
Seabird 8, correction, Thunderbird 8, San Luis ground. Say again, position.
So that matches perfectly.
Thunderbird 8, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha.
And I'm going to close these. I mean, open these halfway. Actually, Daggett. I want to keep them closed. I'm not having any cooling issues, so we're fine. And I'll add in the mixture for our descent.
Thunderbird 8, San Luis Tower, runway 29er, cleared for takeoff, on course approved.
And I'll turn on some lighting. And
For 1399, you have Daggett Airport in sight?
I do. We can cancel advisories at this time. Twin Cessna 1399.
For 13909, radar service terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency change approved.
Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. 1399. Thanks. We'll see ya. All right. So 19.1. So we go 19.1. Further frequency, and we're going to squawk VFR. So we're going to go 1200. Daggett traffic, Twin Cessna 139, straight in for runway 8 from the west, Daggett traffic. So autopilot is off. Really don't see the airport, but it's around here somewhere. Hope it's not on the other side of that mountain. I don't want to get too low. I'm still heading right. Oh, I see it. Yep, it's on the other side of that mountain. I think VFR has a bit. Let me read that on this computer. I think VFR has a bit more excitement, definitely harder when the new Microsoft Flight comes out. That is going to be some amazing. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I see myself doing more VFR when I have a better. I mean, I have ortho for this, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, definitely. And Bravo's VFR flying with the intention of going places, especially near, is challenging. Yes, I agree. Daggett traffic, Twin Cessna 1399er. I'm entering for a right base runway 8 from the south, Daggett traffic. Full stop. Alright, so we have flaps at right there. I'm going to do props full. I did a quick flight from one airport to the other. It was 6 miles away. I probably missed something in the check. Yeah, that's too close. I wouldn't even try a 6-mile flight online. It would just be too much. Daggett traffic, Twin Cessna 139, turning final, runway 8, full stop, Daggett traffic. Alright, so we're going to go right about there with our flaps. And let's do some landing gear down there. That usually helps to land. The word on the screed. Winds 0 at 9 or 0 at 8. So pretty much right down the runway. Turn this yaw damper off, flight directors off. And keep about 100 knots on the airspeed. Oh, look, there's a train. Yeah, I know. It's like squirrel. The other thing with this plane is you can't go to idle. You have to keep a little bit of power in. Alright, flaps out. Daggett traffic, Twin Cessna 139, off the runway, crossing runway 22, last call, Daggett traffic. Alright, so we'll leave that on. And I agree, Ginnigans. I've seen, who's that TBM guy? He flies a TBM on YouTube, the TBM 850, like a real world pilot. He says the most challenging thing is short flights for any pilot in the real world or even online. That's why I wouldn't even try it. All right, so let's turn off those strobes. Beacons on. I'll put that. It's a cool little airport. I've never been here before. Alright, taxi light off. We'll turn off the avionics. And yeah, those are fine. Turn off the alternators, field cutoff, turn all those off. Type is economy.
Disconnected.
Clint says he's a private pilot now, and that's why he did the 6 mile one. It's a nightmare. Have you flown on PilotEdge at all, Clint? Have you tried VR for flight sim? There's a lot they need to make easier turning comm dials, but the experience is cool. Yeah, I do have VR. I have the Oculus, but for Christmas I bought the Pimax 5K XR. So I did a VR flight with DCS the other evening. That was my last flying with my Oculus, and then so I'll have the new 5K next gen VR. So I'm probably gonna try to do a little bit more like maybe the VFR bush flying, with like the Kodiak. I'll do that in VR. But most of my VR stuff is offline and DCS, just because with streaming and looking at charts and everything else, I just find it a nightmare to try to do that stuff in VR, even if the VR is really good, because I know my next headset's going to be way better than what I'm used to. But I mean, it's I prefer the monitor over VR, at least for flying online, because it's just easier because I have a lot of information that I look at. I have my laptop that I use my charts on. I have my stream window and everything else. It's just easier, but there's with I'm probably going to be using VR more with the new VR headset. Um, I'm just not sure like how much more. That's to be determined because I didn't like X-Plane with the Oculus. It just has too much of a screen door effect, and it makes it look horrible. Like you can't even read any of this stuff in VR. I mean, I can, but it's blurry. But with the Pimax, I suspect I'm going to be very happily surprised with the differences. But yeah, if you really want to try flying online, I mean, give PilotEdge. You've heard a little about it. Here, let me send you a link. It's Ginnigans can tell you too. Like it's if you're trying to get any type of certificates, and if you want as real world as you can get, PilotEdge is the best way to do that. It's really, really professional. I mean, all these controllers, I mean, you get what you pay for. Unlike, VATSIM, I like VATSIM, but there's no guaranteed ATC. So the ATC, you're guaranteed ATC for this entire area. Now, the yellow is the Western Expansion Pack. So these are all towered airports. That's like a Bravo, and that's probably a Delta. I don't know, what is it? Yeah, it's Delta. And then this is probably Charlie, actually. That's Charlie, Boise. So you have all these towered airports, and then any untowered airport, you'll still have ATC. You just call up, you use real world procedures, real world frequencies, everything. So if I was going to get a clearance out of Boise, I would just go to, I'll just use Fullerton, for example. So Fullerton, you're using real world frequencies. And that's how PilotEdge works. You use real world frequencies. So to get a clearance you have to use ground control. So they don't have a clearance, but you get your clearance on ground control like I did. And then you switch to the tower frequency. So all the frequencies are just like it would be in real world. And, you know, I navigated this area by this flyways. When I took off, I left Fullerton and I went this way. I started climbing through these Bravos, and I stayed underneath 9,000 until I busted out of this Bravo, and then I climbed to 9,500 for the rest of my trip to Daggett. So I mean it's fun. I mean if you do just this outside, it's $20. If you do just the ZLA, which is really known for their VFR ratings training, it's $20 a month. If you do all of it, then you get a discount and it's $35 a month. So I do the $35 a month subscription, but for 15 hours a day, I'm guaranteed ATC. So it's really worth its weight in gold, and this thing has all this training. Where's the training? They even have instructors. I mean, they've got everything. Maybe Pilot Center training. So the CAT ratings are your VFR ratings. So by the time you go through all these CAT ratings, and if you want to go through these CAT ratings, then you have to do the ZLA because they don't have CAT ratings in the Western expansion. But you know, you start off with non-towered to non-towered, and then non-towered to a class Delta, and then pattern work, and then Delta to Delta. So each rating gets more difficult, but you know, this one grows off of what you learned before. And then on top of all these training rating things, you also have seminars. Let me see. I thought there was, he does a bunch of seminars, the owner of PilotEdge, Keith. But anyway, I'm attempting a VR stream and they don't, yeah, VR streams are hard. I've tried it before, and plus if you don't have the right, what's that, VR Move VR plugin or whatever, it's difficult. But there's also seminars. Where are the seminars? Let me see if I can find them while I get this set up for replay. Whoops. I always have to watch the landing. Probably need to add in a little bit of a curve. It's pretty sensitive, but I still let it down easy. All right, let me see if I can find. Training workshops, that's right. So if you come to this, I don't know if this will work. This should work. So this is the training workshops, right? So you have these CAT ratings. So if you really want to, I mean, this will help you in the real world if you're trying to get your real world lesson. The PilotEdge is the best place to get training. So, and they also have all this free workshops. So before I did any VFR flying on PilotEdge, I went through all these VFR workshops. Clint says he gets nervous about doing towered comms. Oh no, I mean these guys, there's no ATC police. You know, I mean, you're going to get told if you make a mistake, but you know, that's why you don't stream when you're first starting off. Like I didn't start streaming until I had a pretty good idea of how all this stuff works. That way I didn't, you know, embarrass myself too much. But if you go through these workshops and then you start with these cat ratings from cat 1 through 11, you will build your confidence and you won't have any ATC, you know, issues with talking on radio. And you could just use, you know, they have um, there's just so much training. Like you won't feel like you're overwhelmed because you just start with these workshops and go through them. It's VFR, they have IFR, they have, I mean, he does a phenomenal job. And each one, as you see, it's like 2 hours. So you just pick a video and go through it. And here's this link. You've done worse in real life? Yeah, I bet. And this will really help you, you know, with your etiquette, your, you know, technical ATC type talking. You know, that's what my streams are mainly about is ATC communication. So I fly a whole gamut of aircraft from airliners to the small little Cessna like I just did. So my main thing is how to interact with ATC. So um, I'm by no means any expert, but I think I have a pretty good handle on it now. So, you know, I stream every day starting at 2 Eastern Standard Time. My streams are usually an hour and a half to 2 hours every single day, and then subscribers can see my past streams. And then Chase 1399 Space Aviation is my YouTube channel, so you can always check that out too. And Ginnigan says you can do a lot of the ratings during the free trial and just keep going if you like the network after the trial period. Yeah, good call. I forgot about that. So they do have a 2-week free trial. You might have to put your credit card. I don't remember, but they won't charge it, obviously. And then you can set up, I have mine set up to, it hits my credit card once a month. It's just automatic. And it's like $34 and some change after taxes. So, and it's really worth its weight in gold. I mean, even if you just do the ZLA, which is what most people start off with, because you can do everything in the ZLA. And there's just so many airports. Look at all these airports. These are all towered, every single one. And on weekends, you'll have 2 controllers. One controller will work like half the ZLA, and the other controller, I think they split it into 2 halves. So if you're flying from like Bakersfield to San Diego, you'll probably end up talking to 2 different people. Maybe even the same with, you know, Las Vegas to Los Angeles. So, you know, there's enough for airliner stuff in here. There's enough for big turboprops. There's a lot of airspace just in the ZLA. And there's all of your training, most of it is based in here. And then you have your other training with your I ratings, which is your IFR ratings. You know, your first approach, your short IFR flight, your first tech route. So in the ZLA, a lot of your IFR is tech routes. And then they have, I do training streams on how to get tech routes, how to find them. But this will also show you how to do a tech route. You know, it goes through, you know, what is a tech route? I mean, it's just, there's just so much. And there's probably tech route stuff in here too. I'm sure there is. But yeah, if you're getting certifications and if you like ATC, then PilotEdge, you'll just love it. I mean, it's turned into my home away from home. I did VATSIM and I did a whole bunch of VATSIM training through VATSTAR. Yeah, VATSTAR. So I've got my P1, P2, P1, P2, and P4 are the pilot ratings I have on VATSIM. And then I went through all of these workshops, every single one. I looked at. And then I've done a few of his I ratings and stuff, but it's just really good training. I'll check it out some more. Thanks, man. Got to take off. Oh, yeah. I'm glad I was able to give you some information you might not have known. I'm going to get out of here myself. I'm going to go take a break. And I'm going to stream again. I'm thinking about streaming again this evening. There's a VAT Sim training event for ATC guys around the Chicago area, so I might do an airliner tonight. We'll see if I stream or not, but if not, I'll be back tomorrow. Normal bat time, normal bat channel. So it's nice to meet you, Clint Ginnigans. As always, nice to talk to you, sir, and I will catch y'all next time. See y'all later. Chase out.